Hey guys! Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be talking about makeup. I'm just kidding. Today we're talking about how to be genuine on camera, on social media, so that your audience can receive the actual authentic you. You can present your brand, your business, or yourself in ways that are actually going to connect with the people that you're trying to reach. Ultimately, when we come down to it, the reason we share things on the internet is because we have a voice, a message, something that we want to offer to others. Or occasionally, sometimes we're sharing because we want to receive something. But generally speaking, if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, if you want to have a YouTube channel, if you want to have a podcast, you're trying to offer value and you're trying to reach an audience, you're trying to reach people who you care about, who you want to give them something to. And you can't do that if you're coming from a place of insincerity. If you're trying to reach an audience that matters to you, you need to bring your genuine self forward to Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever platform you're using. You want to make sure that what you're presenting to the world is your authentic brand, your authentic message, and comes from your heart.
I think a lot of times people feel like they have to be a certain way because they've seen that before, right? Like you had mentioned the YouTube bro personality. They're like, I've seen that on YouTube. I've seen that people are successful doing that, so I'm gonna do that. But people are really looking, especially now more than ever, to just like connect with somebody on the other side of the camera, right? Like we need so much human connection right now that people just look past the BS so easily. They're like, yeah, no thank you. What you're doing, that's not you. I don't want it. There's so much content out there that people can consume that they get to choose. They're not stuck with you, right? Like if they're like this person is not genuinely who they are, like click, scroll, swipe, whatever, like I'm moving to the next video because you're fake. You're selling me something. It's gross. I don't want it. So I'm gonna go and find somebody that I do connect with.
Now the unfortunate thing though, on the flip side, is that a lot of people do that. Even really big YouTubers or Instagrammers or other people are fake. And we all know that. But they can be successful, but do they enjoy it? Eventually, no.
Well, that's a good point, right? Like if they're fake, we know a big YouTuber, and we get to see him sometimes when he's not his YouTube persona. And you can tell when he's done with his day how drained he is because he's put on this persona all day long, that it's like if you were just yourself, you're such a likable human, why not be that human? Because you would still connect with so many people, and now you've created this big fake personality and it's so draining to you that like for him to continue doing YouTube every day and every week is kind of killing him on the inside just a little bit, right?
I think that's a really good point about not just speaking to your audience, but speaking to yourself and finding your joy. Are you enjoying putting content out there? You have to do it in a way that feels good to you, that feeds you. And if you are playing a character, it will suck your soul out a lot faster. I think it always comes back to what's the message of your heart? What are the gifts of your heart that you want to offer this world? Generally speaking, the entrepreneurs that we work with, they're people that have a passion for the thing that they do. And if you don't have a passion for it, maybe you need to ask yourself some questions why you're allowing yourself to fill your time with things that you hate. Find that passion of your heart. And when you're coming at it from this place of realizing that like you have inherent gifts to give this world, your business is the solution to somebody else's problem. When you remember all of those things, somebody is desperate for the information that you have to share, whether that's on a Facebook post, an Instagram reel, or a YouTube video. Somebody needs you. Somebody needs you. And if you come at it, even if the message is genuine and from your heart, if you come at it from this space of like insecurity, like, well, I gotta like, you know, show up this certain way, or I have to dress in a way that will make other people think I'm a certain way. It's a manipulation, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't translate. So it's so important and so critical in order for you to be able to touch the hearts that you are meant to touch?
YouTube a while back had something that was been nicknamed Kidpocalypse, where there were these YouTubers that were making all sorts of just really, really brainless content for kids. And people started making really questionable content that was targeted at kids because of this kind of businessy, entrepreneur-y kind of idea where you got to give the people what they want, and that's how you make money. But there's something to be said about not giving people what they want, but what they need. A perfect example of that is Mr. Rogers. When he made his show, he wasn't giving children what would stimulate them the most, like most cartoons would, or Looney Tunes at the time. He referred to those sorts of things as bombardment. And though it entertained a lot of kids, and the equivalent now is just, stick the iPad of YouTube in front of your kid's face and they'll not bother you for the next 10 minutes, is that really helping the world? And Mr. Rogers took a very different approach than bombardment. He offered genuine value that really connected with people more than the average cartoon would have, even if it was an entertaining cartoon. He did a lot more good doing what he did.
I think going back to that idea of doing something that you're passionate about and then being yourself, it makes such a big difference. For example, when even the first day of filming for our own channel versus now. The other day I shot a bunch of videos, and it was kind of the first time that I just was like, I'm gonna be 100% me, and I'm not gonna worry about if I do that, then I'm opening myself up for a lot more criticism, because I can come in and I can be super polished and, make sure I'm dressed perfectly, and I mean, I can still get criticized, right? But I'm gonna put on this front to make sure that people really, I know this is a person that people will connect with and they'll like. But when I got to sit down and just be 100% me, I walked away from that shoot just feeling so proud of that content. I'm so excited for that content to come out, because I know that it might not resonate with everybody, but I feel really, really good about it. And it makes me want to do more. It makes me want to be able to put more passion and content out there because I'm so excited about it.
Ultimately, that is going to offer more value. You're going to make a better product if you're trying to make a better product. It's the harder way out, but you have to be willing to do that if you really want to blow up.
I think you also brought up a really good point with the progression of your allowance for vulnerability. The first few YouTube videos we did on this channel, there is a level of oh no, I'm gonna be criticized. So I have to bring my best self to the table. Practice makes perfect. That's the point. The more you share it and the more you practice that vulnerability, the better you're going to get at it. And the more you do that, the more people are going to receive you. You also have to acknowledge that you will open yourself up to more criticism. That's the scary part of putting yourself out there, putting your message out there. You have to know that some people aren't going to accept you. They will flat out reject you, but there's also some peace in knowing that those people aren't your people. Those aren't the people that you're trying to reach with your message. And the people that you are trying to reach are going to receive so much from this connection, from the value that you offer, that it makes the rejection almost you can just throw it away. It doesn't matter, because the point is genuine human connection, genuine human value, and genuine human offerings. And that's what you want to bring to the table when you're posting on social media.
Now, sometimes people aren't coming across as genuine, not because they're not trying to be genuine, but because they're actually just uncomfortable on camera, right?
Yeah.
So that's a part of it too, to think about that idea of practice makes perfect. You might just be awkward as can be at the beginning, so people are like, this doesn't feel genuine, because you're afraid of the camera, right? So it might just be something where you just need to take some time and practice making videos, and you will eventually get better at it. Watch those videos back. Try not to be too critical of yourself, but take a look at some of those things you might be doing that are weird, that might turn people off, and be like, I don't trust this person. I don't know what they're doing, but it doesn't feel good.
They blink all the time.
Why are they blinking so much?
It could also be an editor problem. You might be editing, someone else might be editing, but if they're editing too nicely and they're not leaving in some of your personality, maybe in between take moments or in funny moments, that, maybe leave in more. You might be cutting your content too tight.
You don't want it too polished.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. If it's on YouTube, yeah, definitely give us some moments where you were not intending for something to happen and you leave it in.
I think another thing we often see when we're working with clients is we'll get to see them being silly and fun, and then we turn the camera on and they go into professional robot mode. And I think that's because they've seen that for a long time, right? You watch a television presenter and they're
infomercial.
Yeah.
Welcome to 60 Minutes.
Exactly. Especially for YouTube or any sort of social media, that's not what people want. They want personality. They want people to be fun and engaging and silly. So don't be afraid, even if you're selling a business idea.
One of my favorite examples of all of this is Yoga with Adriene. She's so delightful. She's so darling. She's gentle and, obviously the gift of her heart, what she's offering people is breath, is movement, is space. But I feel like she does such a wonderful job showing up as her authentic self on her YouTube channel and making others, especially in kind of a vulnerable space of doing yoga, even if it is in your own home, that can kind of be a scary thing for people, especially those who have never tried it before. She does a great job, allowing people to find what feels good. It's not about being good at yoga. It's about tuning into your own body and tapping into that. She's a great example. The Yes Theory guys are great at being authentic and genuine.
Probably the most authentic and non-hey guys YouTuber that I know of is probably Marques Brownlee. He does really, really high quality everything, but in a very calm way, mostly tech related. It's kind of tech yoga in many ways. It's a very nice experience to watch one of his videos, and he's very educational and enjoyable.
And my favorites to watch are the Video Allies. They're super sincere.
Subscribe, smash that like button.
Yeah, just do all the
Smash the like button, ring that bell, make sure you're getting those notifications.
Make sure every time we drop a video, it's the most important thing of your life. Every time.
And comment nice things about me specifically. It's ALYSHA. A lot of people get that wrong. But in all seriousness, sometimes even we get caught up in trying to do things too perfect or making sure that we're putting in those, specific YouTube things to get people to come to our channel. And realistically, the best thing we can do is just be us and have fun and give you all of our knowledge that we possibly can.
Yep.
If you're aiming to be more genuine and sincere on social media, just remember your why. Why are you showing up? Why are you sharing? Why are you offering value to others? And what does that look like for you?
And quick tip, if you don't have a why, the why shouldn't be you.
Yeah.
You're not that important.
Immediately throw that one out and get a better why, or get a why that does not involve you specifically.
Yeah, I think people sense it when you show up to self-aggrandize. When the point of showing up is offering, that's maybe the best tip right there.
It is objectively better than trying to become famous.
Yeah, being a giver, that's one of the best ways to be genuine on social media. And just remember to have fun and, don't take it so seriously. Don't slave over the analytics and I didn't get enough views on my last Instagram reel and maybe I need to hashtag better. Just have fun with it. Life is too short to take all of this too seriously.
The next reel will be better, or the next 5 from now, whatever. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Put yourself out there, be sincere, maybe do a video or do some content with people you can be silly with, because that brings your actual personality out. And have fun. And thank you so much for being a part of our community that allows us the opportunity to share, be authentic, be genuine, and offer the value that's in our hearts.
Let us know in the comments below which one of us is your favorite.